Almost there, chat. Let's see. Can we tap 21.1? All right, perfect. Chat. Gonna take a sell here. On price. Take a sell here. Stop loss is obviously gonna be up here. Target is gonna be down here at 1910. All right. Damn, this mouse, man. But yeah, that's the trade we got into. Okay. So entries, my entry is 1918.67. On a dot. Let's see. Move stop loss to break even. At break even point will be probably here, chat. It'll probably be 1917. What was my entry? 18.67. Yeah, so stop loss will likely be, or break even will likely be this point right here. I'll say 1917.6 because that 5 is no bottom wick. So even if you were to continue driving up, you're gonna see liquidity being grabbed there. Worst case, before popping up. I'm expecting this 5 flip bearish, obviously, right? But you are playing to the 10 a.m. candle here. Yeah, break even would be like 17.62. So. Cool.
Last time we did this shit before news, I paid 3 swap fees. No,
Hopefully no swap fees today, chat. 85. Nice.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because even if news comes out, like look at price action. Typically news follows price action. You're gonna see a bottom wick first, right? And the bottom wick is where at 1916. You'd be like third in profit, whatever. Because even if you were to drop for news, this is what's gonna happen first. So you come down, break the lows, and you'll have at times exit in these areas here. Because in order for price to really correct this move here, right? In order for price to really correct this push here, it's gotta create some type of a bottom wick on the 1 hour or something. Because look left, if it were to continue to drive up now towards your next target, which is gonna be 1926, it's gonna at least have to come down to rebreak the lows, like something like this, right? It won't just drop from here. Rebreak the lows or at least tap into like 1916, 1917, but you have opportunities to exit with the way we entered here. You have advantage points. Obviously, I want to play up before news, right? But we can't always control time. But off of even news and price action, it shows that it's got to grab liquidity before coming up anyways. The 4 hours no bottom wick. The daily didn't break the lows in order for us to drive yet. If anything, news could push us in the right direction as well towards 1912. Yeah, stops up here because above the range is high. If you break the highs, you're likely going to continue pushing further down, all right? Actually, let me just... What's that? 1930.29. Sorry, TP chat is 1910. Not 1912. 1910. Stop loss is 1930.29. This is the break of those highs. Because you break those highs, you're going to continue to push that away, obviously. Well, I'll look for pineapples probably around like 1925 if it ends up coming up there, but or not 1925, 1924.
I got 26.
24 or 26. 26 might be. I mean, I don't want it. I don't want to have a pineapple there, but if we have to, then
26.27.
Oh shit, 26.28. Yeah.
I got 279 actually. That's funny.
This 15 close bullish here, no bottom wick. How big was that push earlier? From here to here, that was 20 pips. Not too bad. What was it? 1930.29. My question now is like, okay, you have this 15 close, right? No bottom wick, obviously. So you're likely gonna come down to create a bottom wick. But even if you were to continue to drive up, is the rejection just gonna be at our break-even point or at 1917? Or is there gonna be something like this? Like we'll move stocks to break even once you tap like 1762. But obviously you want to see a push further, right? Or you want to take advantage of the push as well, of the pullback. So that's why like the wick entry matters, right? In terms of pullbacks, because you're like worst case, you began out on the lower higher low of price when price is creating a bottom wick on 30, 15 and such. Because there's two ways to play it now. It's like, okay, well, it's either this 15 creates a bottom wick now, continues to push, or the 15 creates a bottom wick on the 10 a.m. candle. And the 10 a.m. candle is more likely to break the lows than the 1047 candle today because of news. And then we'll be, I think, 21 in profit or something like that. 21.37 in profit. Right, 1915.52 for a 10 a.m. bottom wick. Let's see what happens here. Still in here, chat. Still in some drawdown here. We're like, I think 15 pips in drawdown, 16 pips in drawdown, something like that.
That ain't drawdown. Music crazy.
Yeah, people were saying on, I think, Wednesday's trade, they're saying, oh, yeah, you guys got lucky on news because news came down.
No, news went against us.
It went against us, but like in terms of price action, right? Like the news brought in the volume for it to create that move before it came up anyways. So same thing today. I'm saying it now in case you guys are saying, oh, you're gonna get lucky on news. Like even if you were to close on the 1 hour candle, the news count should come down and create a bottom wick first. Very rarely you just see it spike up. You'll see it likely come down, create a bottom wick, break the lows before seeing that push up. If this is how the 1 hour closes, you have about 20 minutes left or 10 minutes left for a 1 hour close too. So if the 1 hour decides to close below here, 1918, then us creating a bottom wick to continue driving up is a lot lower. It might just be creating a top wick to drop down for news. But if you close above the range, above this resistance at 1918, 1919, then you're going to see that bottom wick form first before it pushes up. So depending on where it closes, that matters. And obviously how it opens too matters as well, right? But our stops are where they are for a reason, because if you break the high, then it's invalid. Obviously, I'm not expecting to break the high, right? So if the news count were to come down today, it's going to come down and tap 1915.52. Which I may move my TP down towards there for news.
Oh.
Did it tap 21? This is our original level, right? Earlier? 21.36. Yeah.
Where's Marcos? He was showing up for a little while. He's not.
We're in drawdown, remember?
Oh yeah.
He'll come
He's waiting
back
on a
once
second
he'll come back once we're
pineapple.
yeah. Once you have a pineapple or something.
He's activated by pineapples.
Yeah.
Bring in the pineapples.
We might have a pineapple chat, maybe. But it'll be like around 26.28. It won't, if it's news, it won't be during news. It might be like 10 minutes after news for a pineapple.
Oh, now you gotta hit him with this.
Yeah, this is that Will Smith music.
It's that where my fucking airplane pillow at.
Why's my cable here? Let's see. How does 5 close? Okay, still no bottom. We're gonna 5. Yeah, chat. Just be for news here. Like, just make sure you're here for news. Like you're here at 10. You don't dip off on the trade at 10 because if we were to manage the trade, it's likely gonna be at 10. Like there'll be something for us to manage it off of, either stops at break even or closing full in profit or whatever, right? But 10 a.m. like 9:59 to 10. Make sure you're here in about 7 minutes here.
The volume.
Because here to here, like 1917.66 is your support now. So if you were to create a bottom wick, that's where we're likely going to move stop to break even at. And that'll be like the 1 hour, the 30-minute flip, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing we can do about weight here. I'm still in. Don't stress. If I get out, I'll let you guys know, obviously. But we should be able to have opportunities to get out or close in profit. Right at 10. Could be a 50 pip runner. Could be a break even. Could be a loss. Or it could be a 10 pip win. But with price action, it's either going to be break even probably, or it's going to be break even with news, or it's going to be either 31 pip win. Unless we slip TP, which I would not stress about. Or I would not complain.
Nah, I'm calling him up. Yeah, slip me again. Take my money.
Or maybe news could play out too in a way where it has no top wick. It breaks the highs and it continues to push. The high though that's gonna create could be interesting for news. But once it flips bearish, that should be the run.
Looks looking like Gandalf. You know what Gandalf's nickname was, right?
What was his nickname?
Gandalf the Wise.
I think last year, yeah, we would have hit stops already. So let's see if this year we get the same stops. Yeah, last year our sells have been right here. We've been at 1916. But would have had a stop for 39 pips. Five minutes here, chat. 4 minutes left, actually, not 5. 4 minutes. These are like your two scenarios for news, right? So first scenario for news is, again, bottom wick and a continued drive, right? But bottom wick, if it happens, it's going to be tapping into 1915 into the zone here. Scenario number two is you close probably with no top wick here. There's 1 hour candle. News just comes down, or news does something like this. Comes up, top wick, and once it flips bearish, that bearish flip will be then your break-even point, but the top wick is what you gotta survive, right? So the question is, where's the top going to be if that were to be the case? If that were to be scenario number 2. Scenario number 1, obviously scenario number 1, 3 minutes here, is if you flip by the time you have news, which I highly doubt it's going to do, but then news just continues to run past 1916, 1918. But you have 3 minutes left. I highly doubt it's going to really flip bearish here and drop 40 pips there in a minute and a half. But like that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I'll prefer scenario number 1 to happen, even though we might not get runners. Scenario number 2 will give us runners though, because it'll be grabbing liquidity for us to drop down, right? But if it grabs liquidity for us to drive up, then chance of getting runners is very unlikely, but you can still exit with like 30 pips, 25, 30 pips. Scenario number 4, or number 3, obviously would be a bullish candle that just drives up like this.
Take door number 3, Bob.
$29.13. Back
Paid
down
my dad's
to
account.
15.
Your ass better be stealing dad's car right after this.
Let me just put this in here real quick. 1 minute left, chat. Let's see what news does. 1 minute and 30 seconds. If it's starting to pull back, you should get scenario number 1, which is the bottom wick before dropping back up. But break even, pay attention, it's going to be 1917.36. So make sure, you know, like that's what I'm doing in case it happens too quick for you guys and letting you guys know ahead of time. Once it's tapped 1917.4.36, I move stops to break even and let it rock.
Ten, 9, 8, 7,
6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, it popped up. Will you flip? 1 hour has no top wick. If it flips, then you should be good for runners. I'll move my TP down way below where it is. If it breaks the highs though, then there's a high chance you're just gonna continue to drive further up and hit stops. But our stop loss is 30.29, right? If it flips though, then we should get runners. Because like that'll be a 4-hour top wick for us to drive back down. And I'll then move my TP. I'll leave my TP where it is. I won't close off at 1913, 1912-ish. Because you already grabbed the highs. If you breaks the highs though, then you're gonna hit stops, obviously. Look at the 4-hour time frame, right? Broke the highs. This is kind of key here though, how it reacts here. But we move our stop initially because I was afraid that you can easily break the highs and still continue to flip bearish on the 4. Technically, we could move our stop down to this low now, which will save us like 16 pips, but it's not much of a difference. Maybe like if once it starts to flip bearish, we could, but not yet at least. No pineapples yet because it's way too volatile right now. If I were to get a pineapple, it would have to be once you get some structure formed. You need like some closures and such. Yeah, it's pushing up again. Let's see. It's technically making higher highs, higher lows in the smaller time from here. Let's see what this 5 does. This 5 is very crucial too. No bottom wick. If it flips, it should be good. If it doesn't flip, then you may hit stops.
Doesn't flip the rebreak of the highs. Should drive it to stops. Yeah.
27.33. Well, that was a 5 closure already. Oh, that's a 1 minute. Never mind. Yeah, let's see what happens here. The thing is, like our stops though, chat. If we were to hit stops, it's gonna continue to drive past stops. It's not just gonna stop there too. So that's why you want to have your stop there. Because if it does end up breaking the highs at 30.149, it's gonna drive towards like 35, maybe even like 38, right? So you don't want to be in this trade obviously past that. Because it would have flipped right then and there. We may have stops there. It's rebreaking the highs.
Yeah, if it rebreaks the highs, it's gonna pop up. That's why you don't over risk.
What we lose there?
At 3%, 3.1 if it hits stops.
So yeah, like I think 3 point something as well, or 2 point something, 2.6. I wouldn't add a pineapple here, not yet at least.
Yeah, I don't see it coming down because once highs are rebroken, it's going to need to establish a new support.
Yeah.
You got more entries, but for this entry, just wouldn't make sense. How did the news come out?
Purchase came out negative because it's pushing up, right? There was no pullback, nothing. So scenario number 3 played out, where it just straight up pushed up. I'm pretty sure it came out like super negative. Yeah, both forwards came out really negative.
We'll keep driving up. It rebroke the highs.
Yeah. The only way we'll survive this chat is if we get some counts printing bearish here. And if it prints bearish, it needs to close below. It needs to close below these ranges here. Below 26. Maybe we might get a pineapple if it does that, but I mean, we're close to stops here. It should just re-break that. It should re-break this high. Our stop is based off of this candle high to the left over here. Which is also the daily high too. And yeah, stops got hit. Yeah, so we got stopped out here, chat, for 111 pips. Yeah, so stops got hit for 111 pips. We broke the highs. We can't really do much here in terms of like pineapples or anything, just because there was news. I wouldn't stack a pineapple or news, but yeah, no, I wouldn't stack a pineapple or news. Like the only way you can come down is if you flip. But if you flip, here's the thing, it's gonna run. But for it to flip, it needs to start, you know, obviously coming down. And for it to start coming down, it needs to print some zucchinis. So if it's starting to push up again now, what should happen here is you should continue to see a pop further up towards 35 minimum. I'll say 35, 36.895. And then once it actually taps those levels to the left there, that's when you can start to look for maybe some sells to come after a pullback. But if I'm looking for another position today, it'll likely be, it'll probably be buys towards 36. But again, I need to see support form first. I need to see structure form first for me to actually take a position now.